while Martin is preparing, I will explain the process. Usually, you got this is a metal gourd. We have a pumpkin gourd, a glass gourd. So in this case, we have to fill the gourd in three quarters parts. The gourd. Yes, I will show a little bit bigger hole in the package.
I think.
Okay, that's it. Three quarters of the gourd. Because we have to shake it a little bit. Okay, if you don't mix the gourd, you will feel strong mate at the very beginning, and then it's gonna be easier to drink. First moment, you have to put some cold water, and probably we have here, and we have here a little bit of cold water in order to make a soft drink at the very beginning, because heat water or hot water is gonna be a little bit strong. So if you can show the place where we have an angle of 45 degrees, and in the hole you put cold water and then put the straw. The straw or bombilla, like we call it in Argentina. Yes, like this. So then we have the very first step to prepare a mate, and then we start to pour hot water, not boiled water. That's very important thing. You should heat at 80 degrees. No, you don't have to pass 80 degrees. Yes, that's very important thing, because you are gonna to burn the yerba mate, and you're gonna burn the taste, and it's not gonna long a lot. Yes, this is a very common mistake that many Argentinians make is to touch the straw. You don't have to touch the straw. Instead, you have this preparation. You only pour the water, and then sip by sip the mate. Come, try one. And this is how we drink mate. And then we used to share. We used to share the mate. That's the ritual, the experience. If you don't want to share the mate, you can have your own gourd, and then it can have his own gourd, and we can share the therm, the water. But still, we are going to share experience, football moments, friends, families, food. So this is a very, very, very important matter in our life. So probably mate is become part of our growing as a person. So that's it, and I think because of your be here. So thank you very much.
Thanks for the people in India. Believe me, the hospitality here is so different. I know for us, Argentina is exotic, it's very long country, for India too. But when I don't know how do you say, hi, hello. Maybe we don't need to speak English, but no, it's necessary. When you feel like the taste, I don't know, it's great. And for us, it's the yerba mate, it's our culture, it's our economy, it's our grandfather, grandmother. When you start the morning, the first conversation is, do you want one mate? Do you want mate? When I arrived here, I want to 4 days ago, but it's incredible. I say 4 days, but for me maybe 7, 8 days, maybe more. But all the time, chol. I want to say thanks, Daniel and Silvina, and every equipo, a todo el equipo del consulado. I want to say thanks for the government in India. I want to say some journalists, economists, commercial, doctor. I want to say for the people, Indian people, the hospitality, believe me. Y I want to say thanks a la delegación que nos acompaña y al equipo que formamos. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Yerba Mate experience. And I can say, and maybe another life you work in Misiones. Believe me. Alice, thank you very much.
Showing a lot of influence in India nowadays.
Right.
I was just curious to understand how is Yerba Mate different than Japanese mate?
So completely different plants. And mate is a very South American, very Argentinian. Matcha, as we know, is more Chinese, more Japanese, Asian, right? So different plants. One is camellia, one is ilex. Ilex plant is only found in the South American region. So Argentina, Paraguay, Brazil is where it actually gets produced, right? So there are two different plants with different health benefits, different taste. So that is how basically it is. And mate, as a fact, as I said, right? We're positioning it, and it is positioned in a way somewhere between green tea and coffee because it has that health benefits and also the taste, right? If you want to have a green tea similar and more benefits, health benefits, then try the mate tea bags, right? And if you want to have coffee without a crash, then try the traditional way, right? So both are available. There's energizing drinks, RTD, non-carbonated, soon going to launch the carbonated as well. So you have the options available. So of course it has high dosage of vitamin B1, B2, B6 as well as magnesium, right? And it has caffeine also. So there is it's a mix of everything, correct? If you ask me how much do they need, again, it depends what is the deficiency. As a doctor, you will identify that what is required and depending on. So there's a nutritional fact, right? Back in Argentina, they have the traditional way. They drink good 2-3 liters every day, Dennis, if I'm not wrong, right? That's 2 liters, maybe more, right? In India, of course, we have the tea bags and everything. Obviously, these are 2-3 grams. In the traditional mate, they have 15-20 grams, right? And more than that. So again, depending on what the individual's deficiency, yes. So she's asking. So you're asking that what should the Indian youth? Why should they have mate? That's the question. Okay, great. I think mate is very, very interesting because especially in the Gen Z, I think it gives you an identity. There is, in the last few years, what we have seen is, of course, we have seen green teas, we have seen matcha, we have seen coffee go up, right? There's another drink which is available, correct? And it gives you an identity where you have a mate which offers you the global wellness, which offers you all the health benefits, it offers you the experience, right? And you combine it with the cultural integration, right? When I say cultural integration, you mix it with your normal herbs, you mix it with your spices, and then consume it. So I think when it comes to the Indian youth, I think if you want to form an identity with mate, I think that is something which will be great. And that again depends on what your taste, what your palate is, how you want to consume it. So it gives you an option. What we are saying is that, hey, listen, here's a drink, giving you an option.
Testimony about drinking mate because I have been drinking for 40 years, each and every morning. So I started drinking when I was at university and I had to stay up at night because I had an exam the next day. And the mate kept me awake and get me focused on what I was reading and studying. And now, because it's so important, because it gives you force to start in the day. And I don't need to eat anything because it is really strong in magnesium, potassium, and vitamin, and that's it. I drink it in the morning each and every day, and it makes me feel very, very good. And if you drink more than that, there is no problem. So you have to experience it, and that's it.
Thank you so much.
It's therapeutic, it's and in fact I like the point that Dr. Chandran drinks it and does not eat anything. So if you can control your appetite and yet have the magnesium to approach your day, that is so good. Thank you.
I wanted to know, there are times when I want to be awake at night but not too late with little energy. So I want to know, if I want to take mate, what is the cutoff time in the evening so that I get sleep? Like I'm a little fresh but I'm not like awake the whole night.
But having said that, as I said, if you look at mate consumption which is happening, a lot of students, a lot of gamers, a lot of tech guys are drinking mate, so they're replacing it with Red Bull. So they're replacing it with Red Bull because it's a natural ingredient, right, which is grown. And it has matin, which is form of a caffeine, and it does not have that crash what you get in coffee. So I think that is something which is very, very interesting. So I would suggest you try it out, because it's all these stimulants completely depends on an individual's body, how much can you take it, right? There is no set pattern, but of course there is nutritional facts, there is doctor's advice, right? But at the same time, I would suggest you try it out, see it for yourself, and then you can consume on the time limits that you may have, depending on what time you sleep and get up.
Very, very well, in spite of the high duties and freight. A good mate would cost you anywhere between 1,500 rupees a kg to about 2,500 rupees a kg, depending on the kind of mate that you want. These are the wholesale prices, and while you're buying online, it can cost, you can buy as less as 50 grams for about 199 rupees.
Was India for sure. So I think a lot of herbs are common when it comes to mate, and a lot of Indian drinks are also competing. So two questions here. One is, how do we get the essence settled in the Indian hearts with respect to mate, and how different can be represented as a brand? Number two, can we add additives like, for example, milk or sugar? Because most of us here, we prefer desi chai, as we call it in India. So the milk tea, for example. So are additives allowed in mate? Yeah.
Personally, I drink it every morning. We drink our traditional mate every morning, and you can add it sugar. Normally, when we drink it, especially in Buenos Aires, in big cities where the water is maybe not so good and it has the taste, they add sugar directly here, and then the sip, the pour the water here, and then the sip, put the sugar directly here. There is another way to make mate. It's called mate de leche. It's milk mate, and it's made by replacing the water with milk directly. And mate cocido with milk, it would be like how long you drink the tea, you pour a sip of milk in it and drink it. It tastes very good with milk. It's like coffee. When we mix it with milk, it makes it a soft taste.
Masala chai, where the tea is being replaced with mate. We have mate all the way, we have green mate with green tea. So if you like mango, we have mango mate. So what happens is, anybody who likes mango would have mango mate initially and then slowly graduate to plain mate or traditional mate. And it's not just
around students or high school students, about 15 years, 13 years, the time we start to socially gather with our friends, and we in Misiones, where we are, it's a very hot place like here, very humid, and what we do is we prepare the relay that is cold mate, but we replace the cold water with the juice, with orange juice, lime juice, something like that, and it's a very refreshing way to have your day. Normally, I drink Yerba mate, traditional mate with hot water mornings, like breakfast, and afterwards, after midday, after midday, I drink a tereré when the climate is hot. It's a way for refreshing yourself when you are walking around, especially if you are working outside and it's very sunny. It's a very refreshing way to have a cup of something very fresh every time to time. So.
How many teachers? Okay. Thank you very much. Amin Khan. Come here, please. Teacher. In Argentina, it's good luck with.
Argentina trade relationship?
Okay, the first time, thank you very much for the interview and the journalist, and for the plus precision. I won't talk in Spanish and translate my friend. Okay, ask me the question.
Pues, ¿en qué manera creen que Yerba Mate contribuirá a las relaciones India-Argentina?
Muy bien, bueno, las relaciones de hermandad comerciales entre India y Argentina la venimos sosteniendo hace mucho tiempo. La yerba mate es un producto natural, sustentable, que viene de la tierra y tiene una conexión muy espiritual con los orígenes nuestros. Es antioxidante, antidiabética, es una bebida energizante y es una bebida, por lo demás, que cuida la tierra y que cuida el planeta. Se produce en la provincia de Misiones y en la provincia de Corrientes. Se está exportando a 55 países hoy en el mundo y para nosotros es un orgullo poder estar hoy acá en India. Perdón.
Yerba Mate is Yerba Mate is being produced in our region. It is our tradition, our culture. It is grown in our soil. It is all natural. It is having lots of antioxidants, energizing potential, stimulant, and it is part of the trade relation that we want to promote with India in this case.
So what is your long-term vision for Yerba Mate in India 5 years from now?
En 5 años a largo plazo.
Muy bien, esa, okay, this question
de esa pregunta la va a responder quienes iniciaron la importación. Sería en este país, que es la empresa Piporé, así que le voy a dar la palabra a quien comenzaron con las ventas.
So this question will be answered by the institution which started the exporting of yerba mate to India, and that is Piporé. So here the head of Piporé is here to answer that question.
Okay. Thank you. Can you ask again the question, please?
The question once again, please.
Same question.
The one
Yes,
which you
repeat.
now asked.
What is your long-term vision for yerba mate in India 5 years from now?
¿Cuál es su visión a largo plazo en 5 años para yerba mate?
Bueno, nosotros, la empresa Piporé, inició la relación comercial con India hace 3 años. Después, con todo lo que pasó con la pandemia, se frenó, pero nosotros creemos que hay un gran mercado, un gran interés del mercado indio por este producto nuevo para ellos. Entonces estamos trabajando con otras empresas más para en los próximos años ofrecer diferentes tipos de consumo de nuestro producto al mercado indio.
So हमने शुरुआत की थी yerba mate की यहाँ से एक्सपोर्ट करने की इंडिया को पैंडमिक से पहले, और पैंडमिक आने के बाद उसको रोकना पड़ गया था, जो था उसमें ब्रेक पड़ गया था। अब हम दोबारा से उसको रिन्यू करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, और जिसमें कि हम ये भी देखने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि कितने अलग अलग तरीक़ों से yerba mate को यहाँ पे पेश किया जा सकता है, वेदर इन द फॉर्म ऑफ कोल्ड ड्रिंक के रूप में, चाय के रूप में, या फिर एक एनर्जी ड्रिंक के रूप में।
सर, आपसे जानना चाहेंगे इस प्रोडक्ट के बारे में।
प्रोडक्ट है बेसिकली, इट्स एक प्लांट है, एलेक्स प्लांट, जो ग्रो होता है अर्जेंटीना साउथ अमेरिका में, ठीक है। और दूसरा, ये जो प्लांट है अपना कमेलिया प्लांट से बहुत डिफरेंट है, ठीक है। वो जो हर्ब है वो ग्रो होता है अपने साउथ अमेरिकन रीजन में, जिसमें रेड सॉइल होती है, बहुत न्यूट्रिएंट्स होते हैं, बहुत हेल्थ बेनिफिट्स होते हैं, और इसको पिया भी, एक्सपीरियंस भी डिफरेंट तरह से किया जाता है। इंडिया के लिए हमने टी बैग्स किया है, इंडिया के लिए हमने उसके अंदर स्पाइसेस, हर्ब्स डाले हैं जो सिनेमन, कार्डमम से रिलेटेड हैं, जिससे हमारा जो टेस्ट है उसको अडेप्ट जल्दी कर सके बेसिकली।
भारतीय कस्टमर पहली घूंट ले तो क्या याद रखें?
अगर पहली घूंट लें तो ये याद रखें कि इसमें पूरा हेल्थ है, बहुत ज़्यादा हेल्थी प्रोडक्ट है जो आप पी रहे हो, और इसका जो टेस्ट होता है थोड़ा सा इसका स्मोकी टेस्ट भी होता है, तो इसके अंदर आप वो भी टेस्ट कर सकते हैं। तो उसके अंदर क्या क्या इंग्रेडिएंट्स होंगे उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, मगर जो पहला एक्सपीरियंस आपका यही है। अब ये सोच के चले कि एक रेन फॉरेस्ट से आ रहा है, साउथ अमेरिका से, और दूसरा ये एक नेचुरल इंग्रेडिएंट है, इसमें कुछ आर्टिफिशियल नहीं है। आप ये सोच के एक्सपीरियंस कीजिए, हेल्थ के लिए एक्सपीरियंस कीजिए, टेस्ट के लिए एक्सपीरियंस कीजिए। टेस्ट इसका डिफरेंट है, तो वो आपका जो टेस्ट है, जो टेस्ट बड हैं, वो उसको डिफरेंट एक्सपीरियंस को एक अडाप्ट करेंगे।
अर्ली मॉर्निंग खाली पेट
हाँ जी,
इसको पिए तो मतलब उसका बेनिफिट है।
आप इसको अर्ली मॉर्निंग, लेट इवनिंग, आफ्टरनून, कोई भी रूटीन आपका डे का जो भी हो, आप सब पी सकते हैं, इसमें कोई रुकावट नहीं है। और इसके अंदर कोई भी डे आप काम कर रहे हो, नहीं कर रहे हो, आप फैमिली के साथ हो, ऑफिस में हो, आप कभी भी इसको पी सकते हो। कैसा आप उसको एक्सपीरियंस करना चाहते हो वो आपके ऊपर है। आप उसको एनर्जी ड्रिंक पे लेना चाहते हो, आप उसको चाय की तरह पीना, ग्रीन टी की तरह पीना चाहते हो, ट्रेडिशनल वे में पीना चाहते हो, कम्प्लीटली आपके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है।
मैसी भी इस ड्रिंक को लेते हैं?
हाँ जी, मेसी तो इनको डेली पीते हैं। इनफैक्ट मेसी जब दिसंबर में आएंगे आप उनको देखोगे कि इस ड्रिंक को साथ में गॉड के साथ पूरा दिन घूमते हैं, वो पूरा दिन पीते हैं। मेसी के अलावा बहुत सारे फुटबॉल प्लेयर्स हैं, और वो फुटबॉल प्लेयर, इनफैक्ट इंडियन फुटबॉल प्लेयर्स भी पीने लग गए हैं मेसी को देख के। तो मेसी और माते का तो बहुत सालों से एक कॉम्बिनेशन है, तो वो तो काफ़ी इसको आगे प्रमोट करते हैं।
एज लिमिट है क्या सर? बच्चे मतलब
नहीं, 8 साल से 80 साल तक इसको पी सकते हैं, कोई एज लिमिट नहीं है। आप बच्चे इसमें मिल्क में पी सकते हैं, सीनियर सिटीजन जो मिल्क में पी सकते हैं, आप जिस तरह भी पीना चाहें इसको पी सकते हैं। देयर इज़ नो रिस्ट्रिक्शन ऑन दैट। स्पेशल मेमोरी है, तो मेरे लिए स्पेशल मेमोरी माते का ये आता है, माते जब मैं पीता हूँ मेरे ध्यान में एक जो आपने म्यूज़िक सुना, एक मेरे को म्यूज़िक का ध्यान आता है, और जो पीछे जो नेचुरल सराउंडिंग्स है जैसे इग्वासू फॉल्स और सब है, तो आप वो एक्सपीरियंस कीजिए कि आप माते पी रहे हो समथिंग विच इज़ कमिंग फ्रॉम वेयर नेचर, जो नेचर से आपका एक मेमोरी बैठता है। मेरे लिए वो है, सबके लिए अलग अलग डिपेंड करता है, बट मैं ये कह सकता हूँ कि मेरे लिए नेचर का और एक वासु फॉल्स और म्यूज़िक का साथ में काफ़ी रहता है ये पीने से।
और पानी में मिलाने से और दूध में मिलाने से तो दोनों में कोई हेल्थ बेनिफिट्स का कुछ कम ज़्यादा होना या कैफीन का जो इंटेक है उसका कम ज़्यादा होना या उसके जो असर है एनर्जी लेवल्स है उस पर कुछ फ़र्क पड़ता है?
Difference between milk and water, if you
¿O sea, alguna diferencia al añadir leche o agua
It's the same?
en el sabor o en el contenido del mate?
El sabor se vuelve diferente un poco con la leche, pero hay diferentes formas de tomarlo.
It's a predominantly water soluble absorption.
water soluble, but milk maybe,
Of course, but you
right,
don't get 100% effect with milk.
right.
I mean, should you want to have it with milk, do have it. It's fantastic. But if you want the best advantage, benefit, it should be. So mate is elixir of life, which in Sanskrit we call Amrit. Amrit that gives you eternity. That which not only neutralizes all diseases and ailments, but becomes a reason for your longevity, immunity and vitality. So right from 8 to 80, mate is good for all. So moreover for senior citizens than for housewives, corporate executives, children, everyone has a very specific reason to have mate. Mate, I would say, is very universal, and it is here to stay. So to say, demographically, it is from Argentina, but it is the intelligence of this earth which translates you into wisdom. It gives you knowledge, it gives you intelligence, it gives you foresights, insights, empathy, sympathy, compassion. It heals you, makes you whole, it makes you a human. Thank you.